After designing and making the personal table with a minimal aesthetic that I shared here on my channel last week, I decided to continue designing minimal furniture that I could have in my house. The next project that we're going to be designing and making today is going to be a minimal wood serving tray made out of 1/8 inch walnut plywood. For this project, I'll specifically be using the proof-grade material that comes from Glowforge, which is the manufacturer of the laser cutter that I like to use. I love the proof-grade materials because they come pre-finished and pre-masked, which means I can just load it into my laser cutter and get started with my projects. For today's project, the design is going to be very similar to the personal table, where any edges that touch any fabric like my bed or my ottoman in front of my couch will actually be curved so that it doesn't puncture through the fabric itself. Let's jump into the 3D model where I'll talk more about the design of this project. Here's a 3D model of the minimal wood serving tray that I developed in a software called Rhinoceros. If I zoom around to one of the end panels and select it, you can start to see how the entire project would come together. Starting with the large slots here, these were designed to help anyone who's carrying the serving tray from one location to another be able to do so easily by grabbing it on both end panels. The other feature for this particular project is that the entire thing will come together using finger joints that go into slots. Let's talk about these long panels and the bottom panel. The long panels have finger joints along 3 sides. When we're constructing this, we're actually going to be installing these longer panels onto the bottom panel by inserting the finger joint directly into that end panel. That'll help us get the entire project held together on 3 sides. Once those sides are in place and wood glued together, we're going to take that assembly and glue on the end panels one at a time. The end panels tie everything together because the finger joints on both the long panel here and on the bottom panel here will actually slot into this side panel here. It does that on 3 sides. When everything is inside of the slots and wood glued together, this entire assembly will come together and be a monolithic construction so that every piece is supporting one another. The other cool feature about this particular design is that I decided when I was done with this 3D model to round the end panel. The end panel looks like this, and these are the pieces that we need for this project. The end panel is rounded on the bottom, and that's so that if this particular serving tray is placed on an ottoman or on my bed, that corner won't be sharp enough to puncture through any fabric. In fact, that'll soften that corner, kind of like that personal table that I designed last week. The other thing I wanted to mention is that when the pieces were done being designed, I laid them out on 2 full-size sheets of 1/8 inch walnut plywood that fits inside of my Glowforge laser cutter. So that's my design of the minimal wood serving tray that I'll be making with my Glowforge laser cutter. If you're interested in buying a Glowforge for yourself, make sure you scroll down to the description section of this video where I'll provide a link that'll get you up to $500 off of your purchase. Now let's move into the next step of this project, which is laser cutting all of the pieces and then assembling them to create the final product. So that's how I design and make this wood serving tray using my Glowforge laser cutter. I specifically like to use the 1/8 inch walnut plywood for this project straight from Glowforge's material catalog because the material comes pre-finished and pre-masked, and that'll protect it from any scorching and burns. If you're new at laser cutting, it's also great because it has a barcode on it, and that barcode is automatically scanned with all of the preset settings to get these perfect cuts, and then it'll get you all of these really beautiful finished edges like this as well. There's something about their materials that seems to work a lot better than purchasing from anyone else and trying to finish the material on my own. It also saves the amount of time because I don't need to go through that step of actually trying to get this beautiful clean finish on the surface of the wood itself. Now, if you're interested in making this project for yourself, you can scroll down to the description section of this video where I'll share a link with you to my Etsy shop, and you can find this particular project as well as some other projects here on my channel and purchase that digital file and use it in your laser cutter to make that project for yourself. Now, let me know what you think about this project in the comment section below, and remember to support this channel by liking this video and subscribing for more like it.